Louisiana Beer Reviews looks at Ballantine India Pale Ale, 7.2% alcohol, 70 IBU, says it right there on the can. Reintroduced in 2014, originally introduced in 1878, packaged on May 27, 2015. This is contract brewed for Pabst Brewing Company. It says Ballantine and Sons, but it's Pabst Cold Spring, Minnesota. Now, interestingly, it says beer right here. Usually, if it's above 5%, you won't see it saying beer. I don't know if those rules have changed or if I never understood the rule. Usually, they'll say ale, something like that. The Ballantine company is very old. It was established in 1840 in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. It was, or it might have been moved to New Jersey. I can't remember. I didn't do research recently. There's their main line beer is the Ballantine Ale. Now, according to the website, there's a website for this beer and this beer. They said that the guy saw the 3 rings of lacing left on the glass, and he used those rings as an idea to make the famous purity, body, and flavor logo. They were bought out by Pabst in the 1960s. Okay, so bought out by Falstaff in the 60s, and then Falstaff was bought out by Pabst later on. Now, according to Beer Advocate, the brew said it was last produced in 1997. It was like reformulated in 1971, and then produced in 97, and reintroduced in 2014. So it was about a 17-year gap. Really more than that because you had Prohibition. So, but that's for all the beers, right? Pabst said, from what I read on the news, they're going to start some boutique breweries around the country. I'd like to see them do that in New Orleans. I bought this in New Orleans. I hadn't seen Ballantine in New Orleans ever, but somebody alerted me that it was at Elio's warehouse on US Highway 90, or right off 90, Claiborne Avenue, and it's actually on a different street, but it's almost right on 90. And I went in there and they had it for $8.49 a 6-pack. And the 6-packs are in little boxes. Try to make it look like a wooden box. They say they use, it's dry hop, and they use British hop oil, which I'm guessing is hop extract. And they say it comes in contact with American oak. They didn't say it was aged in oak barrels. It comes in contact. The old original was aged in oak barrels. Just like Dixie beer up until Katrina was aged in cypress barrels. I don't know if it is anymore in Wisconsin. It gets a very good score on Beer Advocate, but the bros are saying it's a 91 out of 100, so B plus and then an A. 91 out of 100 on Rapier and 84 out of 100 for the style. So, thick, spongy head, orange, opaque color here at 8:30 a.m. Some clinging bubbles and bubbles breaking away. I have two medium eggs, some sausage, onions, I have cheese melted in there, Colby, and I have some habanero hot sauce from Louisiana, hot sauce, and some black pepper already prayed. Now, I tried the blacker, that real strong, about 10% black IPA, and that was an A. I don't really care for black IPAs. I was being very surly in my review of the blacker, but you know how that goes. This smells like a traditional IPA. It's fruity. There's some tropical fruit notes from the hop oils, but there's no grapefruit or pine. It's just like this tropical fruit hop oil. Really good smell. So great looking beer. Smells good. you're getting the full 70 IBU. Not unlike Stone IPA, which is 70. And around the same ABV. I scored that a solid A. So here you're getting sweet, rich white bread crust, those tropical fruits of various types, because it's not fruit at all, so that's all just an, you know, just a grasping at a description, really. Pretty significant bitterness. I'm getting, like I said, the full 70 IBU. Jeff Lyons of NEBR, New England Beer Review, said, "I know your palate, and I think you're going to like this a lot," and I really do. The mouthfeel here is medium to heavy. A little slick. Not a light body beer by any stretch of the imagination. This recipe was developed by a Pabst brewmaster. Yes, their beers are contract brewed, but their recipes are developed by their in-house team, and when they do the contract brewing, it's supervised by the Pabst people. They've been doing craft beer for a long time. In fact, Southampton Brewery was under the umbrella of Pabst for years. I don't know why that contract ended, but it used to be, if you got on the Pabst website, it would show the Southampton link. Even today, McSorley's Old Ale House in Manhattan, New York, is still a Pabst brand. They make the McSorley's Black Lager and the McSorley's Irish Ale. And that is, you get right there on the Pabst. I mean, McSorley's has their own website. There's a whole history of their brewing, you know, their brewing and their tavern since the 1850s, but it is a Pabst deal. Since 1854. No, Pabst is not famous for craft beer. Their money is in the regular old, that's what some people would call crap beer. Pabst Blue Ribbon, Old Milwaukee, Schlitz. Over the years, Pabst did sell, always, craft style beers, before that term was really being used. They had their Pabst Ondecker, which was always an all malt, no adjunct, premier ultra gourmet beer, or a gourmet beer at least. They're bringing that back from what I understand. They made the Pabst Bock, they made all kind of different things, but that company just made their big money in the regular run-of-the-mill beer. So they're all trying to branch out, and what you say, get more back into the craft style. Not to say that they ever abandoned it completely, but to get more deep into it again. Semi-dry finish. The booze doesn't, you know, the alcohol 7.2 doesn't really show too well. I mean, that's good. It's not coming across boozy. Or I should say, it doesn't show itself too strongly. This is a great attempt. I'm going to give it an A+. I mean, it's really one of the best IPAs I've ever tried. So it just goes to show you they can do anything they want. Anheuser-Busch, Heineken International, Carlsberg Group, SAB Miller, and Pabst, they can all do anything. It's just what they choose to do, right? How they want to approach it. So Les Ale, Ballantine Roulet, an A+, one of the best India Pale Ales I've ever tried, and it's one of the old school IPAs. I don't know if it was 7.2 and 70%, 70 IBUs back in 1878, but maybe, but probably they're just making it more like the modern style now, but I can't really say. And y'all come on, okay, and y'all come on down to New Orleans.